This is KGW News at noon.
Our top story here at noon, a big announcement just out today. Portland Thorns and Timbers CEO and owner Merritt Paulson says he will be stepping down, but he hasn't indicated if he'll sell either team. Hello, I'm Christine Pitawanich. That announcement came in around 10 o'clock this morning. The decision comes after front office executives Gavin Wilkinson and Mike Golub were fired last week. The firings and Paulson's decision to step down all stem from a report released last week that found emotional abuse and sexual misconduct across the National Women's Soccer League. The Thorns were included in that report, alleging the organization actively interfered with the investigation. Since the report was released, there have been calls for Paulson to sell both the Timbers and Thorns and leave the Portland sports scene altogether. Back to today's big announcement, though, Paulson put out a statement saying in part, "I apologize to our players, the organization, and the Portland community for the mistakes we made." Paulson also said he alone is accepting responsibility for what happened and admits to not being transparent with the public about the circumstances surrounding the firing of former Thorns coach Paul Riley. The letter continues talking about an uncertain future. You can see it right there on your screen. In the end, though, Paulson says he remains committed to the Thorns' success. Now, with Paulson gone, the CEO position is vacant as the club searches for new leadership. Heather Davis will remain the temporary CEO until a new one can be found. But a quick distinction here. While Paulson has stepped down as the active CEO for Thorns and Timbers operations, he still owns both of the clubs. Now to another big story that we're following. Former Beaverton Mayor Denny Doyle has pleaded guilty to possession of child pornography. Doyle was charged back in March for the possession of the lewd images. The charges stem from 2014 and 2015 when investigators say Doyle purposefully acquired images of children who were under the age of 12. Doyle was later caught in a joint investigation by the FBI and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. He'll be sentenced in January of next year. Now to Northeast Portland, where dozens of people living in low-income apartments are protesting a nearly 50% rent increase. It's their latest effort to get the city to change laws so they don't become homeless. But as Blair Best found, they say they're running out of time.
The fight for housing continues for low-income tenants at the Prescott Apartments in North Portland.
So my rent is almost doubling.
Kelsey Schreiner is one of the tenants. She's been living at the Prescott for 9 years. Her rent has been raised twice. The latest increase, $403. That's a 43% jump.
I've got a 4-year-old daughter and I'm in school full-time for psychology, and I don't know how I'm going to cover that.
She says there's no way she can afford to live here anymore.
It's like when your chest just feels like it's going to collapse and you're like, you have no stability. That's what it feels like.
My rent increase was a total of $250.
An amount that sent tenant Sheila Cicchini into immediate panic.
Because essentially that was going to make my rent the entirety of one of my paychecks. I already live paycheck to paycheck.
Portland limits rent increases for affordable housing to 5%, but through a program called the Multiple Unit Limited Tax Exemption, or MULTI, buildings less than 15 years old, like the Prescott, are exempt from that limit for 10 years.
The whole point of building new housing is to try and get people off the streets. So if that new housing to those low-income people is exempt from the rent caps that's supposed to be helping keep people off streets, you've defeated the whole purpose.
In this letter to tenants, Green City's property management, an investment company that recently bought the building, says the increase is justified because residents' rent has not been raised for several years, resulting in the rental rate being below MULTI limits. They've offered to pay the increase through the end of January and gave tenants who wanted it money to move. Schreiner got $4,200.
Oh, it's not enough. It's not enough money to move anywhere in Portland.
KGW reached out to Green Cities but hasn't heard back yet. Meanwhile, these tenants formed a union and are turning to the city for help. If nothing gets done in time, they're asking for their rent to be subsidized by the city.
People have moved out of homelessness into the Prescott and into these other multi-units. That should be a success. It is not a success if those same people get pushed back out of their housing into tents.
The fear of becoming homeless now top of mind for many of these tenants.
This type of rent increase, it's not a new lease. It's an eviction without being an eviction.
If I have to move, I can't move anywhere else in the city. It's like I will be homeless or I will have to go to some other state.
We're gearing up for a fight that we're not going to stop until we win.
Blair Best, KGW News.
Now to an update on President Biden's upcoming visit to Oregon. According to the White House, the president will fly into Portland on Friday after a couple days in Southern California. His first public appearance is scheduled to be a volunteer event with Oregon Democrats. Then on Saturday, the president will join Democratic gubernatorial candidate Tina Kotek for a campaign event. After that, he's expected to give a speech in Portland about lowering costs for American families. And while we're talking politics, the midterm elections less than a month away. Here in Oregon, Democratic gubernatorial candidate Tina Kotek and Betsy Johnson, who's running unaffiliated, spoke at a forum and talked about growing Portland's economy. The West Side Economic Alliance hosted the event yesterday. Here's what the two candidates had to say about attracting business investment in the Rose City.
We have to make sure that not only does it look better, it feels safer. And that means also cleaning up the trash. I know those are very basic things, but if our major city doesn't feel like the place people want to be, no one's going to come here, visit, or build a business here. And that has to change.
The word goes out internationally that we're a difficult place to do business with. That's a problem. We need to have urgency in our permitting. We have to have, particularly the natural resource agencies, permit and review applications simultaneously, not sequentially.
All three candidates were invited, but as you can see, missing was Republican candidate Christine Drazen. We're told she confirmed attending, but then last minute said she couldn't due to a scheduling conflict. By the way, next week, KGW and the Oregonian are hosting the final gubernatorial debate with the top three candidates. In addition to our questions, candidates will also take video submitted questions from you. For more information on how to submit a question, you can head to our website, kgw.com. And of course, be sure to tune in next week, Wednesday, the 19th at 7 o'clock. The Reynolds School District is getting criticized for the way it responded to a shooting scare near Reynolds High. Some parents wanted to see the campus go into lockdown, but the district says the Multnomah County Sheriff's Office did not think it was necessary. Around noon yesterday, deputies got a call about a shooting involving a person and a car on Cherry Park Road, which is a few blocks west of Reynolds. No one was hurt, although a bullet did go into a home. Deputies say the people involved had already left by the time they arrived. Now to some of your local headlines this noon. The family of a man shot and killed in Portland last week is asking anyone with information to come forward. Police say 39-year-old Jonathan Dunbar was killed Friday morning just a few blocks from Pioneer Courthouse Square. Police have not named any suspects. In the meantime, Dunbar's family has set up a GoFundMe to help pay for his burial and to support his daughter. You can find a link to that GoFundMe at kgw.com. And a judge has awarded $600,000 plus interest to the ex-partner of former Timbers player Andy Polo. The woman sued Polo, accusing him of domestic violence. After she went on TV with her allegations, the Timbers cut Polo, but the league fined the team for failing to let it know what was going on. And we're monitoring a growing wildfire in Clark County. This is the latest video of the Nakia fire. You can see the large plumes of smoke coming off Larch Mountain. Officials say it has burned 250 acres and more than 100 homes are under level 1 or 2 evacuation orders. That means people need to be ready or be set to go. We'll continue to keep you updated on this fire on air and online at kgw.com. And those are some of your local headlines. Okay, weather now, Rod. It is warm out there. I feel like we've been talking about this over and over again, but records have been set.
Yeah, they have been. You know, we set records both Saturday and Sunday last weekend, and we think we'll do the same this upcoming weekend with temperatures in the 80s. We are on the heels of what you just talked about, the fire burning on Larch Mountain in Clark County. eyeing the direction that wildfire smoke will be moving in the coming days. And due to those concerns, air quality alerts are posted for Portland and another separate one down in Eugene. This is mostly in Eugene for that Cedar Creek fire plume that's been going on for weeks and weeks and weeks. This monitor should be coming right back. There we go. So here's the way we look right now. Air quality, we are good. All the dots are green. We had nice fresh air and a northwest breeze come in last night. There's still bad air quality down in Lane County. Again, that's a Cedar Creek plume. But indications are that we will actually see wildfire smoke increasing here in the North Valley as we go into tomorrow. And I'll show you that animation in just a moment. But now we're good. We're fine. Pretty much a clear blue sky over Willamette Valley Vineyards down in Salem, and same scene here in Portland. So all of the valley looking at beautiful sunshine. Portland is a 63. The high today 72. Should be a nice evening for you as well. So again, coming up, more concerns about air quality in the coming days and more record temperatures on the 7-day.